Howdy folks, thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here because today I want to talk just a little bit about FRFRs. Okay, FRFRs. And honestly, I don't care if you say FRFR or if you say FRFR. That's just an unfortunate name to give to this piece of equipment. I don't know. It's a little cumbersome to say. It just kind of sounds, well, dumb. But I've got a recommendation. I've got something I think we probably should call these. I'll save that for just a little bit. And you might disagree. You can comment below if you've got a better idea. But I think we can all agree. FRFR. Come on, we can do better than that, folks. We really can. But let's talk about what an FRFR is and why I bought one. What it is basically a powered speaker cabinet. And the FRFR stands for Full Range Flat Response. And that refers to the speaker. It's different from what you would find in your guitar cab, your combo amp, your 412 cabinet. Those are designed for guitar amps. They're designed for the frequency range that you're going to generally get out of a guitar, but nothing really beyond that. Think of it more along the lines of what you would get out of your studio monitors, assuming you have studio monitors, or your stereo speakers for that matter. It's a more full range. They're designed to reproduce a wider range of frequencies than you would normally find in your say, Celestion Creamback or Vintage 30 or name your guitar cab speaker, whichever one. So that's what it does, and they come in various shapes and sizes, and they're designed to be used with, say, your Helix, Axe Effects, Head Rush. Here we go. Why did I feel the need to buy an FRFR? I'll get to that, but first let's talk about the one that I bought. I bought a Head Rush FRFR, mostly because it fit the needs that I had personally for what I do. I'm sure there are better ones out there. I'm sure there are possibly better sounding ones. I don't know. I haven't tried them out. But I bought the Head Rush FRFR 108. It's an 8-inch speaker, and they make one with a 12-inch speaker. But I bought the 8-inch mostly because I wanted to keep it as small and compact as possible. I'm just using it here in my studio and not really for anything else. So it fit my needs, and especially for the price. I did price out the Line 6 power cabs a bit more than I wanted to spend, and quite frankly a bit larger than what I wanted to have here in my studio. So first, before I go any further, let me go ahead and go over the specs and what all the FRFR 108 has to offer, and then after that I'll go into why I wanted one and why I'm glad I bought one and how it can work for you. So let's just go ahead and check this particular one out, and we'll go on after that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Headrush FRFR 108. As you can see, it's a fairly small form factor, probably maybe slightly larger than a bread box, but considerably compact for what it is, what it does, and that's part of the reason why I chose to get it. Along with that, it's got an 8-inch speaker. It's a full range, hence full range flat response FRFR. And it sounds pretty good. I don't have a whole lot of complaint. It seems to be able to handle from the low end. It handles the low end stuff really well. It handles the high end stuff fairly nicely. So 8-inch speaker, that's perfectly good for my purposes. Now, the other nice thing about it, in the cabinet, if you choose to sit it in a horizontal fashion like this, it has a tilt back design, so the speaker is aiming up, much like a stage monitor speaker. However, you can also, it's got feet, I suppose you could call them, on this end of it, where you can easily sit it in a vertical fashion. And on top of that, there's a hole down here, and it's for a speaker stand. So you can actually have it set up on a stand vertically, depending on your needs. That might come in handy. So that's pretty important, and it's a nice touch for it. Now, let's look at the back of it, and let's see what other features it has. It goes on this end. I'll turn it around back here so you can see it. You have two inputs, input 1 and 2. And that's nice because you can have your guitar running into your Headrush, your HX Stomp, or Axe-Fx, whatever, and then plugged into one channel on this. I suppose, I don't know if channel is the proper word, but one of the inputs. And by the way, both inputs are combo. It can either be an XLR or it can be a 1/4 inch input. So that's nice. You have the option. But you have one input here, separate volume controls for each. So if you want your guitar in one and say a mic in the other, if that suits your purposes, great, you know. Or you can have, if you're just jamming with your buddy and he's got his HX Stomp or, you know, Axe-Fx, whatever, you can both just plug into this and sit there and jam together all day long. Perfect for that. Alongside of that, there's an XLR line out. So you can have your signal going into this and then run a line out to, say, you know, in your studio, have the line out running into your interface. Or in a gigging situation, you can use this as a stage monitor and line out to front of house and into the PA. So nice and perfect for what this is supposed to be. On top of that, there is a EQ contour switch. Now, I haven't played with it a whole lot. I really haven't paid it much mind, haven't had a reason to, but as far as I can tell, when you engage it, it seems that it maybe cuts some of your mid-range out. I'm not really sure about that. I probably should have done a little more research, or at least tried it out a little more. I've just never found a reason to. So if you're not happy with the EQ of what you're getting out of it, this might help. There's also a ground switch on here. I suppose a ground lift. If you're having some hum issues or something, this may help. So you can try that. And then, of course, there's the power switch down here. There's a fuse, and of course, you're gonna plug your power cable into here. Now, it's listed as 2,000 watts. Wow. Let's go play an arena, right? No, that's a little misleading. It's 2,000 watts peak to peak, RMS. Well, who knows? It's something much less than that. So don't be fooled by 2,000 watts. That said, it's pretty loud. It gets pretty loud. So yeah, it's not. You can play it at bedroom volume, but of course you can also, I don't know, hook it up outside and drive your neighbors insane. I'm just saying. But yes, 2,000 watts of power. On top of that, it all just comes down to how you want to use it. So let me go into that. A while back when I bought my HX Stomp, I really kind of enjoyed it. I spent a little time trying to learn how to use it. There was a bit of a learning curve, but that was okay. And I soon learned how to put together patches, build the models, if you will, that sounded good to me. But it didn't take long to realize that depending on which amp I was plugging into, the patches sounded a bit different, and that stands to reason. I just found that there were differences depending on which amps I was playing through at the time. So I figured just plug it into my interface and play it through the computer and through my studio monitors. Everything's fine there, except, and I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but yes, I didn't get the feels. No, there were no feels there, and that's not surprising because I've never really liked, I mean, other than for recording purposes, I've never really liked just hooking my guitar into the interface and using plugins. It's just never worked for me. I like the sound of a speaker cabinet moving the air, and I know, well, that's what my studio monitors are, but I don't like to abuse my studio monitors. They're not the greatest in the world, and they're kind of old. So I don't want to be in here rocking out, just beating the crap out of my studio monitors. So that's why I kind of thought it would be a good idea to get an FRFR. And I promised you at the beginning of the video, I'd like to call them something else. I don't know if I can start a trend, but can we call them modeling cabs or modeler cabs? I mean, we could call them just powered cabs, but that's a little too general. These are supposedly designed for your amp and cab modeler, whatever you're using. I'm using the HX Stomp. Let's just come up with something better than FRFR. Anyway, the point is, I wanted something that would just standardize, where when I build a patch and I'm playing through my HX stomp, I'm going to get the sound that I originally put together. That was my goal. I think I achieved that. I've been enjoying it, and the other good thing about it, and why I chose this particular one, I said before, the smaller form factor, it just fits. This is you have no idea how small this room is, and so I wanted something small. Something portable, and it's very portable. I can easily take it into any other room with the stomp, and it's cool. Doesn't take a whole lot of time to set up. So it really does serve all the purposes, and it was inexpensive. It was wallet friendly. The 8-inch head rush cab comes in at around $230, $229, I believe. And for the 12-inch, I think it's about $100 more. But compared to the Line 6 power cab, it's considerably less. So it was friendly to my wallet, and I like that a lot. So beyond that, though, they have other uses. It's great as a bedroom or practice amp. If I had this back when I did the practice amps video, this would certainly have been a part of it. It absolutely works. Again, if you're a college student living in a dorm, it very compact, very portable, very easy to use, and you can play it at any volume. It sounds good at lower volumes. It sounds good when you crank it up, and yes, it can get loud. So I think that beyond that, for a working musician, for a gigging musician, it's got uses there too. If you're playing a small room, a fairly small room, you're covered with this. If you're playing a larger room, you can run from the line out to the front of house PA and use the FRFR 108 as your stage monitor. So it's got uses. It sounds good, and I can't really find a whole lot of areas to fault it. I will tell you, I saw a video a while back. Somebody was doing a review of the head rush, and I don't remember if it was the 12 or the 8. But they were kind of dogging on it, saying basically it's just a powered speaker PA, and it's not nearly whatever the Line 6 power cab is. And that may be true. I can just tell you, this sounds perfectly good. It's worked for what I've been using it for. I can't complain a whole lot. I think that about covers everything. If you would, please remember to subscribe. That helps me out a whole lot. It helps me out a great deal if you just give me a thumbs up. And if you hated the video, don't lie. You can hit thumbs down if you want. Comment below. Do you have a modeling cab? Let's get that going. Do you have a modeling cab? Comment below. Let me know what you think of yours. Have you been thinking about getting one? Do you have any questions? If I can answer them, I'll be happy to. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. And share the video if you can. Beyond that, well, let's be good. Let's all just be good. Take care.